commands tire me. I must not fall.
Their fear is wise. It's your funeral.
Hey guys, welcome back to our last game set of the night. Joining me, as we said at the end of the last cast, is Alonzi. This is still Kenos, of course. How you doing, Alonzi?
I'm not bad. How are you doing, Kenos?
Doing all right. And here, just getting this last game. They got a little bit of a head start on us, but here we are with our first set of bans. Popular ones, of course. Vigar, Kane, Leona. Nothing too surprising yet. What do you hope to see out of this game, Alonzi?
It would be really nice to see if actually Kokoro no Kage finally got one of his mains to get through Barons, but I'm not holding out much hope for that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Of course, a lot of playful frustration coming out of some of our players that their mains keep getting banned out. But we'll have to see how the pick phase goes. I mean, there's the Zoe right there.
Ooh, looks like it got through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was thinking, because Kokoro, I believe, was the one who liked playing Zoe, that
Yes.
everyone forgot about, and now here we are. So, my dream is coming true. We're getting a Zoe in the LCUS.
It's about time.
Yeah, and a Mumu too. Awesome. Not quite the norm coming out. That's good. Do have a couple of strong LCUS champions still in the pool, of course. Zaya's still available. Sona's still available. We haven't seen Jin today. Jin's been kind of common, so excited to see where these teams go with these champions.
Ooh, Soraka.
That'd be
I
interesting.
haven't seen that.
Quinn.
Quinn.
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah. It's coming out to be a maybe interesting game, hopefully.
And Syndra locked in. Though Syndra's still a little bit different from what we've seen so far. But the Tom Kench especially, I am hoping that is a support Tom Kench. I don't want a repeat of what happened on Wednesday to happen again with a top Tom Kench. But we'll see where that goes. And yep, Misfortune slipped through and now gets picked. So now we'll see what kind of bans we got coming out for the rest of it here.
Right.
We're looking at four White Wolf, still looking for their ADC and probably their jungler. Whereas Northern Storm is looking for their top laner and support, would be my guess. So we'll probably see the bans reflect that.
Well, White Wolf could have Cho go jungle and Tom go top, but
Or just the Cho go jungle and someone else go top.
yeah.
Taking
Who
that,
would they ban?
taking that
Shaking
rumble.
Outstairs. Rumble.
Yeah, gotta keep that rumble away. And we'll see if there's another ban taken out, charting the top lane as well. I know Shaken does have a pretty good reputation there in the top lane.
Definitely. Well, Port Swimmer's Misfortune got through. He's pretty disgusting on her. So right now it seems like Northern Storm's pretty solid with their picks.
Yeah, I mean, Northern Storm definitely got what they were looking for. With the Zoe, if nothing else. I mean, Zoe has been consistently banned in every matchup against Northern Storm, specifically because they don't want Kokoro to get their hands on them. Or her, rather.
Now I'm angry.
So we will have to see if that's really what all the hype was about. Taking a quick peek here in the chat. Lots of people reacting to the Zoe. Very much. A lot of hype for it, so definitely hoping to see that. And Kled as well. Kled showing up again.
Well, Zoe did get slightly nerfed at the patch, or she's about to be coming up. I'm trying to figure out where we're at with patches. But but still she can do a massive amount of damage regardless. So
Yeah, not to mention her unpredictability.
oh yeah, she's like the least sin of mid laners basically.
Though not to count the rest of the picks out. We do have quite a lot of interesting picks here. Ashe getting picked for the second game in a row, going up against a Misfortune and Xayah in the bot lane. So there's going to be more durability in the bot lane for White Wolf, but it'll be interesting to see how that lines up against him with, of course, Misfortune's really high damage potential. Syndra with her delete button, and Cho just being Cho. White Wolf's got a lot of possible responses to some really strong picks coming there out of Northern Storm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It looks like bot lane went on Northern Storm side, tried to go for the poke comp. I mean, Misfortune's Q does massive amount of damage, and the problem with the newest masteries is that ADCs really don't have any magic resist. So this will be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely, and especially to see how the gank potential works out. Evelyn's been banned a lot in the LCUS as well. I think this is only the first or second time she's gotten through. So good gank potential. Kled, of course, can escape and in very good ways, but also engage very well. Kled could help run a Mumu into something interesting. Um, and of course, Tom Kench can save anyone who might be in trouble from any sort of huge misfortune ult or something like that. So I think, once again, coordination is going to really play a big part in it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Northern Storm has a really good follow up with the Kled ult and then a Mumu. And if they can wombo combat with the Misfortune ult, like you can see massive amount of damage. But I mean, Cho can just literally run up the line and just eat Misfortune if he gets tanky enough. So I think it's going to come down to a lot of ganking potential, especially for White Wolf with the Evelyn. So
Yeah, there's a lot of really disgusting things that Northern Storm can do when stacking ultimates. They can tie everyone down with a Mumu, knock them all up with Xayah, and then finish them all off with, or Zarya, and then finish them all off with Misfortune.
well, everybody loves a good wombo combo, so maybe we'll get lucky and see one. I'm hoping for it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Meanwhile, of course, Syndra has her delete button, which can work very well against characters like Misfortune and Zyra. Ashe has her long range stuns, which could come out of pretty much anywhere. And as we said, Cho's just a powerhouse. You can never really count a Cho out, because if he gets big enough, he can just ignore everything you do to him and eat those you love the most. And again, the gank potential is really important. I think that just in terms of ganks, I might want to give that to Northern Storm, just because Amumu has the good initiation with his pull, and Zyra can root people in place, so it's easier for him to do that.
Oh yeah.
And we'll just have to see how Ashe's slow and Tom Kench's ability to eat things works out, because Ashe could slow things enough that Tom Kench could start eating enemy champions in lane, which of course will help them a great deal.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because like the bot lane, comp or meta right now is very hard to engage. So I mean, Tom Kent, she has to land three auto attacks in order for him to eat someone. So it's pretty, he's got to get up in their faces. But with the Zyra Q, who can stop him stop him in his tracks. I think, White Wolf might be at a disadvantage in the bot lane here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this works out overall, because like we said, there's a lot of really good choice picks coming out of Northern Storm in this situation. So we'll see what all the hype is about as we move into our first game of the final set of the night. All right. And of course, skin analysis, the most important part. One of these days I need to start keeping track of if the skins that we prefer are the teams that win.
Yeah, if there's a correlation.
Yeah, a lot of skins this time compared to the previous games.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely looks like White Wolf Gaming won this one.
Yeah, I'd have to say the Wolves have it too, if only just because of volume, if not quality as well. Though of course Championship Ash, uh, good skin there.
Oh yeah. I've always been curious about the Evelyn Twisted Fate backstory because they always have those two skins that work well, or three skins that work well with each other. But leave it to Riot to never explain anything.
Yeah, well, who needs lore when you've just got great games to look forward to?
Absolutely. Any opinions on the winter map compared to the regular Summoner's Rift?
Well, I mean, always the festive ones are great, particularly because you get the prime Baron hats. And you know, it's always nice to see something different. I will say that I think I prefer the project map from our earlier games to this. But that may just be because there hasn't been enough snow where I live yet to put me in the festive spirit. Big rotation coming down here. Five-man invade going on. I'm not sure how much of this has been spotted yet. There was pinging going on, so I'm sure there's some idea, but Ash could be in a lot of trouble depending how...
Absolutely. It looks like, yes, they do generally have an idea, but this Ash is pretty much at a really bad position. She'll either have to run mid lane or blow a flash, at least if a Mumu hits a Q.
Oh, Ash falls asleep. Who gets the Q? Oh, first blood. All right, that's 2 games today that we've seen first blood in the first 2 minutes from just jungle shenanigans. Really good patience there coming out of Northern Storm.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, giving Kled that extra 400 gold boost against a Cho is something you could really use. So they're pretty evenly matched up in the top lane. So this is something Shaken Not Stirred definitely could have used.
And now everything goes back to normal, pretending that that 400 gold jump didn't happen. Definitely keep an eye on this this mid lane to see how our lovely skipping rainbow hair Zoe works out. A little bit of poke going on there in the bot lane, of course. Zoe coming in for the engage on the Evelyn, who does end up falling asleep, but Zoe's in a lot of trouble. Mumu does manage to cut it off. So Evelyn tries a little bit of an invade there. Gets poked for it, does get a ward up. Zoe's making a lot of good use of that sleep.
That's really her kit revolves around, if you know, landing that skill shot, putting in the sleep, and then maxing out her damage. So, in theory, it's a lot easy to not die, but like a good Lee Sin, if they're able to hit their Qs, that's GG.
Yeah, we'll have to see a little bit of extra harass coming out there on the Ashe has led to her blowing her health potion early. Miss Fortune climbing really hard into the CS lead there. Cho's cleaning out some wards and warding up on his own. And Mumu might be coming in for an early gank here.
Yeah, well, Fat Lee, you know, he's a very aggressive mid laner, really great at shot calling. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that. The flash.
Nope, just a stolen flash. Stolen flash from the Zoe just to get out of there. Why not use it if you're not going to lose it, right?
Exactly.
And skipping back in, another, ooh, good knockback there by the Syndra, but unfortunately does get taken out anyway. More sleep, more kills. So yeah, definitely taking advantage of that Zoe kit from the beginning, and I'm interested to see how much more of an impact she has over the course of the game. Ashe taking a lot of damage, nowhere near the gold that she wants before she heads back though. So she's going to be in a very dangerous position for a long time.
Well, Syndra made the right choice with going back after she died, buying that control ward for better vision, knowing that Fat Lee's probably going to be ganking as much as he can mid lane to get that Zoe snowballing hard.
Cled's been dying early, taking a lot of damage early, but also really taking advantage of that health boost he gets when his Pooch, or his, not Pooch, you know what I mean, Dinosaur returns. Ooh, Ashe gets taken out by an Ignite.
Is it going to be enough? It is.
Yeah. Really unfortunate there. Really did try the really good attempt there by Amenix Chan to try to keep him alive.
Yeah. And one thing you gotta say about Oceanic Abyss is, as far as mage supports go, he's probably the most aggressive and skilled support when it comes to mages in the LCUS right now. At least in my opinion, because most people play tank comps, but he definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have a lot of really good supports in this tournament here. We've seen coming out of Tilted Snorlax, a lot of really good games with both Nami and other tankier supports. And was just seeing that trend continue here with Oceanic Abyss. Amumu doing a little bit of invading, but most of the jungle's been cleared out. Looks like he may be trying to do a cheeky little grab there on the on Lycmescus. The Syndra. Doesn't look like, looks like she's just out of range though.
Yeah, I think he can, the very tip of it barely makes it to mid turret.
Well, that time Zoe actually used her own flash, but managed to secure the kill, so obviously worth it. And we got a really quick 4-0 lead here for Northern Storm. Have to see if they're able to continue it. Ashe did manage to go back, or did actually go back and got her pickaxe. Ooh, first kill top lane by Cho. Managed to lock that out. Happened to miss it though. Sorry about that, guys. Really concerned about this bot lane taking a little bit more damage there for White Wolf. Ashe is getting poked and prodded in all different directions. But we will have to see. Oh, Cled's doing a sneaky teleport. Gets in behind.
Maybe get that to revenge.
Yeah, might try. He is dealing a lot of damage. Does use his ult. Doesn't look like, well, maybe he's going to dive. He is going to dive. One more poke. But now here comes the jungle to clean it up. And an excellent secured kill there.
Ooh. Great TP though by Shaken Not Stirred. Just sad that Evelyn was up top.
Yeah, Evelyn did a good job securing it. And it was just it was a good play overall. It's just a shame that the jungle did manage to rotate up there to clean up, but it was a very long engage. Ooh, Zoe gets stunned. Syndra keeping her honest. And Ashe continues to take a lot of damage from these exchanges without much damage being dealt to other characters in return. It's just the power of that early BF sword compared to just a pickaxe. I think Ashe is really trying to look for 6 before she goes back, but she's got a long way to go before she gets there. I actually wouldn't be surprised. Miss Fortune does have enough power for her ult. I wouldn't be surprised if she just lays it out.
Surprised she hasn't already, to be honest. Probably maybe about to push to the wave.
Right, Evelyn's here as well, so there may be a little bit of... Oh, we got double ganks going on here. We'll have to try to keep up with both. Top lane first. Cho's in a lot of trouble. Gets pulled, gets zapped. Zoe does some little shenanigans and gets away. And now the turn. There comes the Misfortune ult. Heal at the last second. Really good job by the Syndra. Helps Evelyn secure the double kill. So really good moves there by both teams. 2 kills on the bot, 1 kill on the top.
We definitely analyzed it correctly in the beginning of the game with the hope of Evelyn getting fed to take out the misfortune. It seems they're on their way to doing that.
There goes that Amumu ult. Here comes Tom Kench to try to help out. Does manage to get a slow. Amumu's trying to get away. Flash is burned too. That's interesting. Hopefully it works out for him. He does eat the Amumu. And I think he was trying to leave the kill there for the Syndra, but decided to take it before the Amumu got away.
Wow. Well, you know, they definitely responded well. At first it seemed, you know, red side was pulling ahead with at the beginning of the game, but...
Yeah, there's been a lot of really good rotations coming out of White Wolf over the past 2 minutes. Good job seeing the possibility in the bot lane and working together on it. And then good job by the Tom Kench moving up to help out a Syndra who I'm sure really appreciates it. Check out the gold, because I know that's popular with viewers. Almost 4K move there. Good flash there by the Misfortune, but it's probably not going to work.
The flash.
Ooh, good flash there by the Ashe to get out of there as well. Alright, so good job now by the... Evelyn's really getting into it. It's really been showing her presence in the last few minutes. And actually sticking around, possibly trying to get this Xayah as well. Kled's still doing a lot of damage to Cho'Gath as well. So this is probably the hardest lane we've seen a Cho have so far today. Cho had only 1 stack of Feast. Not even.
Well, Fat Lee's dominating then White Wolf's jungle, especially going with the poacher tracker's knife, you know, getting that vision that he can. So, I mean, it leaves Ev at a disadvantage, but at the same time, she's been ganking enough to probably keep up with him in gold.
Yeah, definitely. She's actually 900 gold above the Amumu right now.
Oh boy.
Tom shows up. Zoe wisely gets out. Mumu gets out as well. So another good rotation there. Not as effective as the last one, of course, but now we've got 3 people in the mid lane here for Northern Storm. Looks like there might be a gank going on against the Kled, definitely to help out this bereaved Cho. Ashe gets picked off in what looks like a very one-sided exchange in the bot lane. And more pushing. Looks like Evelyn's going to come in behind Zoe and company. Let's see if she's able to make anything happen. Oh, Kled just... Oh, Kled actually might be in a little bit of trouble. Cho gets out with 50 hit points. And Kled's going to get ganked here by the Evelyn. Yep, Evelyn's going to take him out. Relatively little effort, though Kled does put up a hell of a fight at the end there. Alright, so yeah, once again, this Evelyn, now that she's getting involved, is really getting involved. 5-1. Very impressive, and obviously most of White Wolf's kills. We'll have to see if she can keep capitalizing on this this dominance, or if she ends up getting outscaled by someone else. Do you think her success is going to carry on further into the game, LNC?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, she's a very snowbally champ. She's fed right now. She's doing a great job. It's just really going to come down to whether or not Northern Storm can respond.
We got Misfortune pushing pretty hard there in the mid, helping to harass that turret a little bit. Not really focusing on the turret so much as just trying to keep a little more pressure there in the lane. We do have 3 mid right now for White Wolf. No one has really postured at all to get to that dragon. Kled's bullying Cho some more. Doing a really good job with it too. This Cho is just, despite being relatively close in CS, he's just not doing well in the fights. And Evelyn's closing in on the Misfortune. Might get huge damage. Oh my god. That was like 6 hits. Not even.
Definitely could probably say that Port Swimmer might be
The Ashe and the Syndra in a lot of trouble here. Syndra may end up going down as well. Mumu's trying to make something happen, but doesn't quite manage to get the Ashe. Syndra, though, did get locked down and taken out relatively quickly there. Zoe popping in and out. So Zoe...
What do you think of...
No, so go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, after you.
Oh. Well, what do you think about Cho's build? I mean, he's going against a Kled who's primarily AD, but he went Leandry's Torment first, which seems like he's really paid for it.
Yeah, I think the lack of durability investment in this lane, I'm not sure if he was thinking that since Kled's a little bit squishier, you might be able to get away with it. But I am surprised he didn't go for something a little more defensive, especially after that first harassing didn't really work out for him.
Yeah.
Granted, Evelyn has been able to come in and help clean up for him, but that cleaning up has generally been after he needs to go back anyway or he's died, period. We do have Zoe teleporting into this fight, yes? Yes. Amumu was really low. Good attempt there to try to catch the dragon, but to no avail, and Cloud Drake goes to Northern Storm.
I think that was a poor mistake on both Fatley and Port Swimmer's fault, having to blow his heal to save him. He should have just backed off, but...
Yeah, we'll see if that lack of heal leads to a problem later. Miss Fortune does get cleaned out pretty handily. Zoe's in a lot of trouble too, actually. Good save there by the top. Evelyn,
Ooh.
yeah, Evelyn once again just showing her how dominating she's become now. 7-1. That always seems to be the magic number when everyone starts getting lit up.
And, you know, Tom Ken's definitely saving Syndra there by eating her so that Zoe won't get the kill. Good job on that.
You know, Tom Kench has definitely had a lot of awareness, like trying to save the Ashe from that ignite early. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. But yeah, we'll have to see where the game goes from here. We're getting evened up. Really, the towers and the dragon, so objectives, which of course are important, but they're the only real difference at about a 3k gold lead at this point. Have to see where it goes from here. Wolf is definitely pushing to try to get some towers to get back into this, but there's some really good awareness on the rotations coming out of Northern Storm. There's that ult stacking we were talking about. Syndra does manage to get out. Tom isn't so lucky. Cho shows up, has 4 stacks now, so getting a little bit bigger, but Kled's pushing hard in the top lane, so that's going to have to be addressed sooner rather than later.
As far as games go tonight, Kenos, would you say this is the most action-packed one you've seen, or?
I think some of the earlier games, like Take the Lantern, had a lot of good back and forth, at least early game. This one seems definitely to be one of the more even ones, but we will have to see how that progresses. A lot of the games in the LCUS have started out being really close like this, and then one team pulls ahead. But it does seem like a very good back and forth. Like you said, White Wolf has really managed to pull themselves back here after Northern Storm had a really dominant first 5 or 6 minutes. Ooh, Ashe Arrow coming in. They might be able to take out this Most Fortunate. In fact, I'd be really disappointed if they don't, and they do. Cho finally asserting himself, coming back from that rather dismal experience up in the top lane. Have to see where they go from here. Yeah, what are your thoughts on how this game's gone so far, Alanzi?
Well, I mean, Northern Storm started off really strong, especially with the ganks on Fatley's side, but, oh.
Yeah, that Kled's very hungry. Oh! Almost gets the Xayah. So close. Good last effort there by the Syndra.
Yeah. But, you know, White Wolf Gaming definitely turned around and said we're not going down that easily. Now, you know, Evelyn's really, you know, 7-1. That's really actually terrifying for pretty much everybody on Northern Storm's team. So,
yeah, we'll have to see if she's able to take advantage of it. She is getting bullied pretty hard by the Misfortune, who blows an ult, but doesn't manage to secure the kill. So that's really good news there for the Evelyn, who is now healing rather aggressively. Cho gets picked off in the mid lane, unfortunately. Ashe almost getting picked off as well. Very low. Oh, yep. And Evelyn does manage to close it out.
You just have to feel bad for poor Swimmer right there. Like, the poor man's been ganked at least 5 times this game.
Yeah, definitely suffering the most in terms of kills. 1 in 6 on a misfortune. Definitely not what you want to see. But, you know, big props to the Evelyn being able to keep them in this game for as long as she has. Just have to see if it continues. Like you said, it is liable to continue. So they'll have to find an answer to this Evelyn sooner rather than later. I think the big thing is we haven't seen much in the way of like full team fights yet. It's all been like
4v4 or 3v4s, but never 5v5s.
Right. So I think once all the teams start combining together and actually having out-and-out engagements, we might actually see how this all works out together. But I mean, the Evelyn just feeds on people who are off on their own, and there's always been at least one person that she can pick off. We got someone calling Tom the MVP. What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh, I mean, he's definitely saved a lot of people. I wouldn't necessarily say that Tom Kench has been the MVP this game. I would put my money on Evelyn right now. Just always being there when the ADC on Northern Storms is always out of position.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We do have another 5v4 fight going on here as Kled split pushes. It's going to be a big knock-up here. Big misfortune ult. Mumu tries to get his ult off as well. Doesn't quite work. Evelyn tearing up that back line, though. Absolutely tearing up. And she could go back in. She's at really high health still. Jumping right on that misfortune. Gets out. Oh, a Mumu, though, going to close it out. Most likely. Evelyn trying to run. Good flash there, and someone takes out the Evelyn. But Kled is also pushing like mad.
Meanwhile, in top lane.
Right, really. Kled's like, oh, it's a 5v4? That's okay, I'll just destroy your whole base. Tom definitely trying to earn his MVP tile, keep the Kled off. Gonna throw him into this turret, I'm guessing, and does. Flash burn to try and get out. I'm interested to see if an Ashe arrow comes out here. It is not off cooldown, though. Looks like Syndra's going to be able to clean him out, or the Ashe will. Looks like Ashe will. Yep, Ashe will. Meanwhile, Amumu is trying to 1v1 the Cloud Drake. Zoe's coming to help.
You know, I'd honestly think that the Kled versus Syndra fight, if no one else been around, Kled might have won that.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Kled does have 5 kills. Syndra's sitting at 1 and 5. So it's been a very rough game for a lot of the carries in this game. Really bad for Misfortune, really bad for Syndra. Ashe hasn't been that great either, honestly. Especially when that happened.
Rest in peace.
Looks like Evelyn wants to go in on the Zyra, though. Should be able to get her. Redemption comes out. Yeah, backs off. Check out gold here. Zoe appears to be the closest to 10k. Tom's in a lot of trouble, but pops his extra health bubble and manages to get out. Cho takes a lot of damage after falling asleep, but manages to get out as well. Cho is definitely hitting his tanky stride at this point at 7 stacks. Syndra gets eaten for being sleepy. Good play there by the Tom. Yeah, definitely good awareness. Evelyn's just probably been spotted here, I would imagine. I don't think she's currently invisible. Oh, it does say she's in Demon Shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, she is invisible right now. Good ult there, good area control. Tom gets taken out pretty quickly though, but Ashe does manage to get away. And Kled just continues to split push. Oh, Ashe, you gotta get out of there. You're at 30 hit points. Good job there by the Evelyn, and now she's got to rotate down and try to deal with this Kled.
That 800 damage right there.
Kled trying to get away. And does.
Ooh, good escape.
And using this opportunity to go for the Baron. I do not believe that White Wolf has any vision on this. So they probably figure they went back to heal and buy and don't see this coming. It will be unfortunate for them. Amumu is still in a lot of trouble with this health. But the Smite manages to save the day. And Baron goes down. Yeah, I think once this game's over, the story will be that Kled was just completely uncontested for most of the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Red's been, White Northern Storm's been definitely putting up a lot of pressure. And while, like, yes, Evelyn has been able to feed off of, Port Swimmer being out of position and whatnot, or in just tight spots, but like just feeding Evelyn isn't going to get them to win this game. They definitely need to counter their push.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they respond to that in Game 2, but I mean, this game is very much not over yet. While there is an 8k gold lead, it is not necessarily insurmountable, especially if the Evelyn is allowed to go off like she has been the last couple of team fights. The whole of White Wolf is moving right now, so we'll see where they end up. They could get a good gank here on the Baron-infused Zoe and friends. Really good arrow stun there, but then all the stacked ults go off and we'll see who's alive come the end of it. Double kill off the Misfortune. Looks like they are going to be able to shut the Evelyn down or at least scare her away. Ash gets picked off. Tom gets picked off. Almost. Tom manages to get out.
Port Swimmer is hungry.
And all that's left is the Evelyn, as it probably is meant to be. Though of course the Tom is there too. We'll see if that works out. But they're not going to have any turrets left by the time everyone is back. At least not no inhibitor turrets. Though Evelyn is here. I think Kled might be at the point where he's a little too tanky for her to just fight right away. Charges straight into the Tom. Tower's dealing a lot of damage to everyone around, but they're all just kind of ignoring it. Time for that delete button we heard so much about, Sid. We will see. Evelyn's definitely going after this Misfortune again. Probably will get her. Oh! Misfortune gets some back.
Ooh.
Excellent job by Misfortune there. Looks like they're going to be able to kill the Kled. Good job by the Tom Kench. But they lost 2 inhibitors there. Third was pushed in pretty hard. So we will have to see where White Wolf goes from here, down 11k. Next dragon coming up is a Earth Drake. So that could help them come back into this game and push a little bit more into the turret deficit they're in right now. Gold itself, both Zoe and Misfortune and Kled have broken 10k gold, whereas only Evelyn has managed to break 10k gold for White Wolf.
Yeah.
So the gold's about where you'd expect to find it on Northern Storm. And Zoe hasn't really been, I mean, she hasn't been doing huge game-changing things, but she's been locking stuff down for the rest of her team.
Yeah, she really I mean, she puts them to sleep, and then, the rest of Northern Storm just follows up. And Zoe just supplies a little more damage. So, overall, it seems definitely that Northern Storm has the better comp here. But, yeah, the Evelyn pick may have also been their downfall for White Wolf.
We'll have to see. Good flash there by the Xayah. Another really good ult. I mean, these stacking ults are just really killing White Wolf right now. It's really unfortunate to see that. Looks like Cho's going to go down as well. This is probably going to be the end of the game.
Basically says, I don't give a damn about your front line. It just goes in.
Yeah. Well, really good effort there by White Wolf to try to stay into it, but the Kled just took it all out. GG's thrown out. And that is the end of Game 1.
Great game. Definitely great game. A lot of action. A lot of just constant pressure by Northern Storm right there.
Yeah, definitely. Great to see the pressure come out. Great to see, the fight stay in White Wolf as long as it did. Sometimes when you have those swing split pushes and things like that, it can be hard to try to make it work out for you. But they really tried, and they had the game in their hands for a while there. So looking forward to them to see some adjustments they do in game two. Maybe try to block out the Kled. Maybe try to just have somebody who's a little bit better at countering split pushes. Um, so yeah, we're going to go on a quick break here, and then we will get right into the last game of the night, Game 2 between White Wolf and Northern Storm. Please stay tuned.